2025 is once again proving to be the year of renewal, of change, of returning to form, if you would like to call it like that. From video games, from movies, from flopping of the bad product and into the good products, with voting with your wallets, with the people's voices being heard more and more, and studios finally emerging that do once again care what we as fans want. And it's not a secret that a lot of other companies have struggled and have felt the bad things that they themselves have sown by not being faithful to the community and just by going politically insane and just going on their ways of activism. And today we're going to take a look at a very prominent example with a game journal website that sadly may not exist for much longer. Greetings ladies and gents, my name is Hyozo the Bearded Balkan Blabbermouth and I am discussing, and today we're going to be taking a look at a website that just yesterday I referenced in my Expedition 33 video about it being Game of the Year, and I kind of think that I might be the last person as a content creator to ever reference an article from that website. And I gotta admit, that article was a diamond in a very huge stack of crap, because the gamer is very much not gaming oriented, or at least it hasn't been for several years now, and kind of brings me to the point that this is probably what is doing it in right now the way it is, and it's by no other's fault than their own. But before we continue with the video, if you enjoy my content and if you want to see more, if you want to follow what's happening with the channel, press the subscribe button, press the like button on this video, and if you want to help me grow the channel directly, do more, have more, and of course help homeless animals and animals in shelters, please consider clicking the join button and becoming a DiscussThing member. It starts with something like $1.50 and it moves up, and it gives you content, pictures, videos of cat feeding, of dog feeding, of everything that we do to help these amazing souls that are struggling out there on the streets. Thank you very much, and now back to the video. This is from Geeks and Gamers, a very prominent website and a subject of a exciting and very prominent news as well, by the merger with Daft Park Place, another independent and amazing source of information. You see how it starts to turn independent websites, independent creators, indie studios, indie, all of this is happening because people, individuals, have started to take notice and have started to act upon that. The article's title is "The Gamer Decimated by Mass Layoffs. Progressive Gaming Outlet Collapses as Valnet Makes Sweeping Cuts." This is from Marvin Montanaro, who you know from That Park Place. The gaming industry is witnessing another major casualty, and this time it's one of its most politically charged outlets. The Gamer, the Valnet-owned site long known for championing identity-focused articles and culture war commentary, has been gutted by a massive round of layoffs. Now, when a company does that, when a company does a massive amount of layoffs, it means that it's going into basically emergency mode. It knows that it had bloated previously, it knows that it has too much and very little returns, and it needs to do whatever it can to survive more and more. Now, usually these moves are 50-50, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, because when you cut 50% or even close to that to your staff, which is basically what mass layoffs mean, then you have to also take a look at what you doing wrong that you could not sustain that previous amount of people and that previous amount of staff and the way that you were doing things. I don't think the gamer will do that, but that remains to be seen. These layoffs didn't just wipe out jobs, they exposed the widening gulf between gamers and the media that claims to speak for them. A corporate axe falls again. According to Video Games Chronicle, which described these layoffs as having decimated the gamer, the site's features team was completely eliminated alongside multiple other departments. Imagine having whole departments just entirely swiped because they were non-functioning, they didn't bring any net positive to the company, and they didn't bring anything of value to the website. And I can actually think what these departments are, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them have a lot to do with DEI. And if you don't believe me, just stick around for a little bit later of the video, so I'll show you a little bit of a proof for that. Jade King, the gamer's now former features editor, confirmed Valnet unfortunately let go of the entire The Gamer features team today. News editor Rhiannon Bevan described the move as heartbreaking. Valnet, the Canadian partner company behind Gamerant, CBR, and most recently Polygon, all of them websites that pretty much have the same structure and focus, has become infamous for buying popular outlets, firing seasoned staff, and replacing them with lower paid freelancers, pumping out SEO driven listicles. But the gamer's downfall wasn't just a financial issue, it was cultural. Readers had already tuned out. And yeah, they have, because the gamer hasn't been about gamers or gaming in a long time, or in the instances that where it is, pretty much 99% of the time it was again politically charged, which is something that we don't want to see when we're reading gaming news. We don't want to see inclusivity has been driven out, or we need more inclusivity in this game. No, we don't want this. We want to know if the game is good, if it plays good, if it has a good story. We would read a review or two, we would read how a game is doing and what awards is winning, just like my article yesterday in the video, which is from the gamer. And we don't need inclusivity, DEI politics, we don't need narrative stuff, and the gamer sadly has forgotten about that. One of the most notorious examples: for years the gamer seemed less interested in games and more interested in scolding gamers, from op-eds about toxic fans to takes that frame disagreement as a moral failure. The site consistently talked down to its readership. One of the most notorious examples came in July 2024, when the gamer published an article claiming that anyone using the Tesla Cybertruck skin in Fortnite deserves to be bullied. This is what I'm talking about. This is actually just a little bit before I returned to YouTube, and I was watching that and thinking, what the actual fuck has happened to this website? And this is by the one Jade King, who we'll get to in a minute and for just a little bit. The piece mocked Fortnite players who liked the Cybertruck cosmetic and took cheap shots at Elon Musk and Tesla owners, suggesting they were fair targets to ridicule and bullying. And this is again exactly from the left, from the peace-loving, from the side of inclusivity and everything, to mock someone that is actually 10,000 times more successful than them, doesn't care about their identity politics, and doesn't care what they think of him. But because he's not catering to the message, they're going to attack him and if possibly even do harm to him, as we've seen in the last couple of months. The broader gaming community is tired of ideological lectures disguised as reviews and features. They want analysis, creativity, and fun, not guilt trips about who they are or what car their favorite game skin resembles. By the way, the pseudo promotion of Geeks and Gamers and that Park Place in this article is very nice. I like it because they don't mention anything in specific, but they are mentioning that they are a website like this, and they are not wrong, because they're an independent media, and that is the most amazing thing, because that's what we need. Instead of listening to that feedback, outlets like The Gamer double down. Articles about gameplays were replaced with think pieces about identity, politics, and virtue. The result, a readership that stopped reading. And I'm gonna leave the article reading here. You can read the whole piece if you visit the link down in the description below. And this is pretty much everything that we have been talking about in my videos, on other channels, on our shows, live streams, and stuff like that. We don't like institutionalized narrative speaking. We want people who are actual gamers, who are actual fans of the product, be it gamers, be it moviegoers, be it whatever you are a fan about, to write and to say those articles and to be in control of these hobbies and these pastimes that we all cater so much to. And it's particularly important with gamers, because on one hand, gaming is a huge juggernaut as a whole that has taken over the world, and pretty much everyone is a form of gamer at one point, be it online or offline, and gaming in general is something that we use in our daily lives to let us remove the stress from the tasks and the nerves that we have accumulated during the day, be it in front of a computer, be it on a table playing cards or whatever. We need that thing, and we need, when we want to get updates on something, when we want to know about a game or a development, or when we want to develop a game or want to support someone who does that, we need to have gamers. We need to have people who don't give a fuck about politics, who don't give a fuck about the narrative, who don't give a fuck if someone is inclusive or not, but rather give a fuck about the game being good, having a good story, having a great gameplay, being true to any source material that it caters to, or being done with the gamer's vision in mind. That's what we care about, and we need those people to lead the way into giving us the news that we need to, and to be independent and not politically charged or narrative charged, or being in a sort of a cult that especially the woke left are. We don't need that. We don't want that. And finally, after years of slowly growing as sentient beings, in my opinion, that would vote with their wallet and would say, no, we're not going to buy into the slop. It has finally happened. We are making a difference. And this is not a hate-driven movement or something like that. This is just us not taking any more of the bullshit that has been fed to us. And finally, we are enough, and it is enough to make a huge difference. And I'm not a heartless person, and the people who are fired from the gamer may have some talent for something, or may actually have a passion for journalism, but if you're fired, that means that you don't bring anything to that table. If your department is laid off, you don't cater to the company, and you don't cater to what the company needs, and the company, as the gamer, needs people who read the articles. And if you can't provide interesting articles, you don't have an audience. So that's why they're gone. So if they're journalists, if they're journals that only write political pieces or politically charged pieces, then maybe that's their strength, and they can find work in some other extremist politically charged newspaper or something like that. They don't have a place in the gaming industry. And to give you a little example as the kind of people that are being laid off, this is Jade King in question. Very fruity, they, she, the pronouns are a dead giveaway, and I don't care what anyone says. You have only your buddy Eric Switzer, who is also a pronoun god. Andrew King, he, him as well. Sam Hallahan, he, him. The Blue Sky is another good market. You also have these things. You have the pronouns here. All of those people. You have the trans people, especially, who, again, they in bulk care more about that than games. And all of these people, they just want to express their personal truth, their own truth, and they don't care about any objectivity or games. That's the bulk of them. And if there are actually people who do care about that and do not care about, let's say, the trans community or the political movements, then they should speak up, and they should find each other about being pronouns and stuff like that, and should prove to the rest of the people that it's not all that they are, because currently they're utterly failing to do so, because they only write the political pieces, they only care about politics, they don't care about the game being good. They care if there is a black trans woman that is making you do push-ups for misgendering her. That's it. That's what they care about, and it's sad. So until things normalize for the massive medias, which I think is going to happen only after every website like The Gamer cleanses itself from the poison that has been instilled in them by the activist movements, the people are just going to choose independent groups, and they're growing, ladies and gents. Geeks and Gamers, That Park Place, other websites are actually growing a lot in the past months, becoming more and more prominent, and people like integrity. They like integrity most of all, and these websites are showing them the integrity that they need. YouTube channels that were previously small are blowing up because of the same reason, and the narrative machine is breaking down even more and more, and it's not going to be long until it completely disintegrates and people that were considered to have some power in the gaming community or in any other community will be left stranded, abandoned, and nobody will take them anywhere because we will just cling to our integrity. But anyways, that's all I have for this video today. Thank you very much for watching, and if you did enjoy it, please leave a comment and tell me what you think about this story. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And if you want to support the channel directly, click the join button and become a DiscussThing Guild member. You're helping the channel and you're helping homeless animals and animals in shelters. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Helzo, this was DiscussThing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers and stay fresh.